Yeah, so I was doing I did like 8 miles run today. Uh but and then so this week I did like 18 miles. Uh did like two runs. But on my first mile I did like 10 miles. But so I'm running, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning out here. Nobody's out here. That's when I like to run. And I usually would have a knife like attached to my stuff, but I don't know what the fuck happened to it. And I'm running and then I see a coyote, like
Hmm.
probably 200, like 100 feet away or some shit, 150 feet. And he sees me and I see him. And I was like, is that like a small wolf? Or is that like a fucking, like a full grown coyote? And I was like, I'm across the street. So I cross the street. He continues to walk, the other way. And then I start jogging again. I'm running. I'm probably like a mile away from my house or a mile and a half. And this fucking pit bull comes out of nowhere. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning now. Pit bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was pretty big, like small, like still not full grown, but I'm like I could see the muscles on this fucking dog. And I was like, man, get the fuck out of here. He's like, "Woo, woo, woo, woo," trying to get big with me. And I was like, I'm gonna knock this fucking dog's head off. And yeah, so he ran off. I picked up a brick and had to fucking jog home like that. And so the next day, I'm in the fucking gun store. And I'm like, I'm talking to the gun dude and shit. I'm like, well, I need to get it. I was like, I explained the story and I was like, well, sometimes I run on trails and shit too, and I'm always a little nervous about like wolves or cougars or bears or some shit because I'm in Missouri, and so we were talking about handguns. He's like, you could kill a fucking coyote with like a 22, you know. So then I started talking about like big guns. I was like, I know like a bear, you gotta like use like a 44 Magnum or like a 45, caliber gun to like drop a fucking bear.
Right.
Then I was looking at this gun. It's called this shit's called Public Defender, something Public Defender,
Yeah.
and it holds I think 44 or it's 45 like the bullets, and it also holds shotgun bullets like 12 gauge.
Is it called the governor? What'd you call it?
No, the public. I think it's called the Public
Defender.
Defender.
Defender. Okay. No, I
Yeah.
saw that a revolver that shoots 12 gauge.
I think I've heard of that gun too, the governor.
Yeah, the governor.
But yeah, it's nice. But I'm still thinking about grabbing that shit myself. And
Yeah.
down here guns are cheap, so you could
And
get
you
like,
guys have semi-automatic long rifles?
yeah, you
Well,
What's the
could,
then,
gun
right?
laws out there in Missouri?
no gun
No,
laws. Just I mean
no
you
gun
can't
law.
you can't have felonies and shit.
What
Hmm.
do you mean? No, well, like there's gun laws. There's got to be.
No, you could have a concealed gun.
Oh, but like you gotta get a permit or something.
No,
No.
no.
Ah,
You
that's like
just gotta
Arizona
be,
then.
yeah. But like if you go in the store to buy one and stuff, they're gonna ask for your ID. It got to be like a Missouri residence and stuff and shit like that. But
Of course, yeah,
other than
basic
that,
stuff.
yeah, other than that, like you go in a pawn shop, you could walk out with like an AK-47, like that shoots, like something that looks like an AK-47, for like a
Right,
couple
right.
$100. Like, so
You're
it's pretty
pretty
nice.
pro. Are you pretty pro guns guy? Like, do you like that?
Oh, I
Like,
like guns. I've owned guns. I've had shotguns and shit. Especially like
oh,
when
I was gonna.
Missouri. Like in
You guys
Missouri,
live in
I do.
Illinois with like the strictest gun laws,
Well,
so
Illinois, yeah, it's like I'm not gonna sit through a 16-hour class and like do all this
yeah.
shit. So then it makes
Right,
it hard. So
right.
in Illinois, I didn't have a gun license, but in Missouri, I've had guns and shit. Not against it. Zombie apocalypse.
Hey,
Or
I love
anything,
it.
it's like if shit hits the fan ever, power goes out, it's like, hold on, let me grab a gun and see what's up.
Right,
I think you
right.
can legally own a cannon from like the Middle Ages or something.
I would. I've seen little ones. I've never seen a full grown big one.
Yeah.
Keep it aimed at your door and shit. Like,
At the door,
yeah.
right? Down the hall.
Yeah, yeah, down the long hall. You fucked up.
You can't get away from that.
You like, yeah, you could like behind like the bedroom, you like carve out a little hole in the wall and just put the cannon right there that shoots down the hall.
Right.
Ultimate defense.
I know, like back in the days when like the people came and they were fighting the Indians, like Christopher Columbus and them,
Yeah.
Spaniards basically. So, anyways, they were shooting their muskets, and the Native Americans had like these leather like coats on and shit, and like the bullets would hit them, and then they wouldn't tear because like the leather. I thought that
Right.
sh
Right.
I thought that shit was dope as hell. I was like, if I could go back in time, wear wear two of them, you know, I'd be all bulletproof. Make my own fucking like bulletproof vest and all this shit.
That would have driven ballistic science real quick. They would have figured out how to get past it. You know, bigger caliber. They would have gotten a bullet instead of a ball. You know, that's what that would have done. I think.
Yeah. We won the war of slingshots. You know, it's crazy
I mean, they
technology.
could have won. They could have won off the slingshots. I mean, they all died for diseases. You know, it was smallpox.
Yeah.
You know,
But
wiped them
but
out.
but you know the slingshot like that we have this day was like it has like a wrist like a grip thing, you know,
Right.
so it's like stable. You know, you
Yeah.
could really like fuck up like some animals and get like a
Oh,
perfect shot. Yeah. It's
man,
like
you know, in ancient warfare, slingers were really important.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, they were.
they came out actually before the archers. You know, they ran out in front of the infantry, threw those slings at enemy formations, confused you, and then either javelins or arrows came right afterwards. You know.
Or
Oh
the
yeah,
most
those
famous story in the Bible, David and Goliath.
right.
David was a slinger, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, those things are dangerous.
yeah.
Right, get hit in the face with one of those things, man. They're always aiming for the face.
I got another ultra run coming up too. Fucking April 26th, 31 miles. Easy peasy.
31
Wow.
miles.
Yep.
That's
Wow,
crazy, dude. Are
that's
you
insane.
serious?
Yeah. I'm super
Wow.
cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are,
Are you
man.
like shredded right now or
No, no, not at all. I do got muscles and stuff and you know, like six pack and all that, but I'm not shredded and shit, you know.
Mm.
I do eat a lot too, you know.
I'm sure you
Yeah.
do.
are you getting like a nice trophy case going with all the running medals?
Well, this will be my third ultra run marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
How long do you think it'll take you to run
That's what I'm
that?
saying.
a lot of hours.
A lot of
Yeah.
hours. Yeah.
No, no, I didn't say five. That's
Mm.
that's also like quick. You know, no, but
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm trying to hit like closer to like fucking the last time I did it, it was like 7 hours and like 24 minutes or some shit.
Wow.
The
Wow.
first time I did it was like 8 hours and like 30 minutes almost, like 20 something minutes then. So it's like an
Yeah.
hour faster though.
Yeah.
And now I'm in better shape. So I'm looking to do like 6 hours or some shit. I'd like to do like
Wow.
2 hours, you know, in my head, break the
Right.
world record and shit. So I can see it on
Have
the
you
news.
have you ever done a race, John? Have you ever raced
No,
anything?
no,
No?
nothing like that ever.
No?
No. Mm-mm. No. You know, sprint, but no endurance. Yeah.
Dan, have
Yeah.
you?
I did a half marathon once.
How old were you?
Uh, I did it to impress a girl, actually. I didn't train for it at all. It was the Chicago Rock and Roll Half Marathon. It was like they had a band play like every mile. And I remember we were at this pasta place and you know, she was running in the half marathon and I was like, "Oh, I could totally do it." No, no, no. And she like dared me to do it. So I just signed up and I did it, you know, cold, completely cold. And I got through it. It was a little struggle, but I think it was like maybe 6 hours. I don't remember exactly, but
6 hours.
and then I was training for a Tough Mudder, and then I threw my back out working out. No, I was on the squat rack, and I was working out back the second day in a row. And I even when I like before I did it, I was like, I shouldn't be doing this. Like this is dumb. But I was like, fuck it, you know, whatever. And then I got on the squat rack and I heard the pop. Like you could hear the pop. It was a fucking pop.
Uh,
And that was it.
then you're
No
just
more
like,
Tough Mudder.
uh, how old were you
No,
when
I
that
had to
was?
get more steroid shots in the spine,
Uh,
in the disc. But that was it though. I did one half marathon
how old were
and
you?
then 2010. I was 2009, 2010, so I was years ago, I was 23.
Hmm.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. Fun stuff. So you did like what, 13 miles or some shit,
I
right?
regretted doing it though. So like
Mhm.
you know, at the end of the race, like this is how I felt when I ran it, and maybe because I didn't train for it, but I actually was mad at myself
Mm.
because my body was in so much pain. Like I was like, you're destroying your body. Like, no, like for real. And I've never raced since. Like, do you ever feel that? Like,
You still have any effects from it?
Myself, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
You done that one race?
like in the immediate, like, no, nothing long term, I don't think.
Okay.
But just in the immediate aftermath, like, I couldn't like walk. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, and like maybe a week or two after, and I was kept thinking, I'm like, man, this is how you destroy your body.
uh,
That's what I
so,
kept thinking to myself. I'm like, I'm never doing this again. Like, do you feel that, Kevin, or like, do you just like people don't
what?
like people do like when they're 70s, 60s, and 70s, like running marathons. So it obviously doesn't like for a lot of people, but
No, you got to build up to it and stuff. Cause I remember like the first time I like went on a long run, I was like, I'm gonna do 13 miles. I actually recorded it, that made like a YouTube video, but so I was supposed to do like a half marathon or some shit myself. And so I went out here and I'm running this like in this park in Chicago. And I didn't bring any water or anything because I was like fucking stupid. I was just like, let
yeah,
me go. And it's kind of cold outside too. And so I'm doing it and I'm like in mile 9, I'm like, I'm a bit dehydrated, like, recording myself making this vlog. And then like that shit just started to fuck me up. I think I got to like I don't know if it was like 10, 11, 9, like somewhere around there. And then I got home and I recorded it through my Strava and everything and shit. And I was just fucked up. Like I got sick, like dehydrated sick, where it's like it gives you like diarrhea and then you get like I was throwing up and I was just like just dying. I'm
yeah,
downing Gatorade and like trying to I'm spraying biofreeze on my feet and I spraying like my ankle and shit. Like,
Mm.
it was like, yeah. I
Yeah,
had
so this is why I'm glad I haven't tried
yeah.
it.
right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm listening to this
It's like I was on death's door. I never thought I'd walk again. Right.
Mm,
Yeah, that was a long time ago
mm.
though. Yeah.
But you're sticking with it, and you've gotten better. So yeah, you can get past it. Yeah.
Yeah, this was before I think I even met you guys and stuff.
Oh,
Uh yeah, I was probably like 20 some 20 nah, I can't even remember, like 28. I don't know, somewhere around there.
Have you ever heard about the race that like they do like a half marathon like every day in the desert for like a week or something? It's something like that. Have you ever heard of that?
mm, no,
Mm-mm.
mm,
No.
Oh, wow. I don't know.
no.
I was just curious. No. That's it. I mean, there's nothing more to it than that.
Run a marathon once, like they'll just do it every week.
there's people that do it crazy. Like, yeah, like it's like every like they do it every day and they like run through the desert or like people run through the what's the desert in Africa? The big one. Why can't I think of it?
Sahara.
Sahara. Maybe not
Mm,
Sahara. Maybe it was Mojave.
okay.
There's just
Mm,
people running through it and just for the marathon and they
mm,
just do
mm,
it multiple times. No.
mm.
Hmm. Yeah,
Just
they
like
got a
an
lot of they do have a lot of crazy ones and stuff and like,
Yeah.
do you think of
sick
like an Everest climb with like the shape you're in right now? Do you think of stuff like that?
if you guys did it with me.
I'm not in that kind of shape.
No,
I'm
I'm
not in
not
that
that kind
kind
of
of.
guy.
You guys could train. You guys could train for that kind of stuff. Six
Man,
months.
mountain
One
climb?
oh yeah, whole year, you know?
Well, we'd have to for to
I'll
climb
do that
Everest.
indoor shit.
Uh, I do that shit.
Yeah, you would? Man, you're an amazing person. You do that.
I don't
There's
know that
only
I
a
could climb Everest. I don't know.
right Everest, man. I seen enough.
Well, I used to be a cell tower climber too, you know, so I like
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true
okay.
too. Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
okay.
that. Yeah.
climbing.
Yeah. You're wired, you're wired
That is
different.
such a unique like thing. I don't think you really like there's very few people that can do that shit.
Right. Your brain is wired a certain way to want to do
Yeah.
it, man. I mean, I look up at one of these things like, no fucking way would I even
No
consider it,
fucking
man.
way. You could pay me $1 million a year. There's no fucking way I'm climbing
No,
that
no
tower.
fucking way, man. I went 18 feet up once. I had a job where I had to be GAF certified, and it was a group of guys. We're all sitting around while they were teaching us. They did a demonstration and said, "Do we have any volunteers?" Nobody wanted to do it, so I went first. I figured if I went first, I'll just get it out the way. I'll do my best. So you go up so many feet, and then you tie off, and then you take your hands off, prove that you did it. When I went up 10 feet, I was like, "Oh shit!" And I had to go up to 18 feet. Just the extra 8 feet made such a huge difference, man. Oh fuck this shit, man. In the field, I never used that shit. Never fucking used it, man. Never did. I did once for some shisty business, but never in the field, never in the field because it was just too high off the ground for me. But I can't imagine going up a cell tower, man.
That is absolutely bananas. Completely
Hundreds of feet.
bananas. I've
Yeah.
skydived, and I think climbing a cell tower
Yeah,
is completely bananas. Yeah.
yeah.
See, but that's crazier. Like what you did just that
No,
one time,
no,
like
it's not crazier.
no, that's
You trust the
crazier.
process. You trust the process, right? You
Yeah.
took a joke. I trust the process. Yeah.
No,
And I was
that's
strapped to the dude, so like, dude dies
Right.
if I die. So like, it's kind of a thing where like, I'm faithful that he doesn't want to die. So
mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've done bungee jumping.
Mm.
But it was at Six Flags, you know, but it was still
Okay.
like 150 feet, 140 feet.
it was
And you
one of
got,
those
Okay.
swings.
yeah. Well, it's not really a
Mm.
swing, is it? Is it? But it's still, you drop.
Yeah.
You made it sound like,
I don't call that a true bungee jump
no.
personally, but
Okay. I'm gonna stop.
I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'm gonna stop saying that then. What should we call that? A giant swing? But on a giant swing and it drops you.
You led with Six Flags, so it can't be
Yeah,
too
yeah, yeah,
serious.
yeah. He's like, I was with my dad at the same, you know. We did it together. No, but that was pretty scary too and shit. Like even for me and stuff. And I was up there and we're holding like arms and shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I couldn't even pull the thing. I had to have my dad do it and shit. He's like, get off me.
Oh
I'm like, I
shit.
can't, hold on. No.
Man,
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever done anything that adventurous at all, any of these things. I think the closest thing to doing something like that would be I went to Mexico once and it's a tourist thing. So I trust the process. You put one of those helmets on and it traps the air and it's heavy and it weights you down. So you go down some steps, hold on to a railing, and you walk along the ocean floor. I don't know how far down we were, maybe 10 feet, 15 feet, because I felt a lot of pressure. So you're underwater, and man, the fish are so much stronger in the water than people. Everything that we were doing was in slow motion. When the fish came out of the dark and surrounded us, like they had complete control of the area. There was nothing you could do, but it was amazing. That's about as close as it gets for me.
What you're
I
saying is we
know.
got to plan a last rabbit skydiving adventure here.
Yeah, yeah.
Skydiving.
No, I don't know if
Mm.
I'd be able to do that.
You
Yeah.
can.
That's that's a bit
I couldn't do it a second time. I couldn't, and I didn't have a bad experience the first time, but I don't know. I was hungover as shit. That's what I blamed it on.
Yeah.
Is we like said we were gonna do it and we were wasted, and the next day we were completely hungover. And we're like, ah. But it's it'll ruin roller coasters forever. I can't go on a roller coaster anymore because of
Yeah.
skydiving. Like roller coasters are kind of blah to me
mm,
I
now.
see. Yeah. Okay.
Once you get that ultimate thrill, it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I could
Uh,
imagine.
yeah.
Well, you climb cell towers, so yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
Like I said, I could skydive, but I couldn't climb cell towers. So
So check this shit out though. This show alone, I know me and Dan are fans of this show. John, I don't. You probably haven't seen it.
What show?
Alone. This
Alone.
yeah, it's like a survival show where they're left in like these Alaska or something like that, and they're left for
They
months.
got Alone Australia now. I just saw. I
Yeah.
got to check it out.
Oh,
I
I've
got. We
been
got to check
watching.
it out.
I'm watching.
Okay, I'm aware of the show. I'm aware of it. I haven't watched it,
Yeah,
but I'm
it's
aware
like
of it. Yeah.
10 individuals go out and like you get a set of tools that you get to pick from, but like really bare bones, and then it's just whoever lasts the longest wins.
Yeah.
So I figured out how to fucking like what everybody's messing up on. I don't even know if I should share this. But I'm thinking about going on the show myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I should tell you
Do it.
guys.
Do it.
So basically, I mean, if you watch the show, it's like you got to know how to make a fire. You
Mm.
know, everybody makes a house, you know, and like they're drained and stuff trying to make this house for days, and then they're like not eating shit. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows it's like you got to go fishing, right? It's like, dude, you got to
Well,
get
that's the big conundrum of the show. What do you do? You know, big house, small house, the pros, cons,
so
fishing versus. That's one of the big draws of the show is like, what's the ideal path?
so it's a teepee, okay? You go teepee,
Mm.
big teepee.
TP.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
It's you know, it's you put
So
the
that means you're
woods
bringing the tarp. Then you got to bring the tarp.
up. Well, I think if you do it right, teepee, you might not even need a tarp. But I believe in
Uh,
the tarp anyways. Uh, but so teepee, and then like one of the things you're allowed to bring is beef jerky. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
I can't remember if it was like what was it?
Probably like a pound or two or
I think
something.
it was like 2 pounds or some shit of beef jerky. And I never see nobody utilize this shit, but I'm like, that's fishing bait.
Mm.
You know?
Beef jerky?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
That's
yeah.
that
Really?
Yeah. You can
yeah.
use beef jerky. I could totally see that. Oh yeah.
I imagine those salmons will go crazy over some beef
All right.
jerky.
Bologna, bacon. I mean, you
Mhm.
name it. Yeah, they'll eat
Meat.
anything.
Really?
Hot
I've
Meat.
dogs.
never
Yeah.
heard that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm like, damn, you know, 2 pounds. Now you're good with fishing. You got your teepee, and you really, you know, you're not gonna really hunt a fucking deer or some shit. So I mean, yeah, so that's my two like keys right there. It's like, you know, and I've never seen because you could bring 10 items, John. You're
Mm.
allowed to bring 10 items and stuff. It's
Okay.
like, you know, an axe, a knife, you know, so the beef jerky would be one of these replacements, you know, out of the 10 items.
Mm.
I think it's on Net. Do you have Netflix, John?
Yes, I do.
You got. I think it's on Netflix. Check it
Yeah,
out. It's
you would
awesome
love it. You
show.
would love it. I
Mm.
believe.
It's
I
one of my
believe.
favorite shows.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine
it's
too.
up there.
Yeah. We
And then just to
sponsor
see
it.
the guy at the end, like at the end of the show, like because you don't know when you win, because you don't know when someone leaves. So
Mm.
like they surprise you at the end, kind of. So they always bring like a loved one or something like that at the very end, usually. And like this guy's giving his usual interview, and he's like emasculated.
Yeah.
And then like all of a sudden he like randomly turns around and like his wife's there, and just he fucking just and he hasn't seen her in 2 months, like a month or 3 months or something, and he's like gone through hell, and he just fucking loses it. It's prime time TV right
Yeah.
there.
Mm.
Eating like rabbit stew, trying like make
Talking to himself in his hut for like a month straight,
yeah.
like trying
Oh
not to go
wow, wow,
insane.
wow! Anybody get hurt on the show? It seems like kind of extreme.
Yeah.
They'll
People
pull
get
you for
hurt.
medical reasons. Yeah,
Yeah.
they can.
Mm.
But
But you're
like you're
by
completely by
yourself.
yourself. You have to document your own progress. So like, but
Mm.
they'll check up on you. Like they'll come like every month or so.
Mm.
Yeah. I love that show. But yeah, I'm thinking about going on that shit. And I was like, man, I was like, so and then it's like, you know, me and Dan had this joke where it's like people leave because they're like, oh, I miss my wife and kids.
Yeah.
You know, because that shit gets to people after a while and shit. So they're like, make a t-shirt, you know.
It's like when they're ready to quit and they can't hack it. They'll always go. That's like the number one excuse is like, my kids are really missing me. I gotta get back. And then like he'll drop out and it's like, man, yeah, but
Yeah, TP. Fishing. I wouldn't even try to hunt anything. Like
No.
rabbits or anything. Nah, I'd just be
s-
fishing.
So you
Make a
probably bring
boat.
like a line and like a fishing hook.
Yeah,
Then
because you got to make a canoe also. I've seen people do that
no,
shit.
the canoe is the big downfall. Everybody who makes
Mm,
a canoe goes home.
mm.
That's
You
the
think so?
big.
You think so?
So like, yeah, if I get a canoe, I can explore everywhere else and I'll be unstoppable. And then they sink in the canoe and they freeze in the water and they're like, I'm
Oh,
dying of hypothermia. I gotta go home.
oh, oh. It's
Yeah.
hard, huh? Hmm. How about the animals that you kill? I mean, can't you use their skins?
Yeah. Bear, moose, deer.
Right, you know.
You have to be able to kill them though.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
right.
it's like 10 arrows or something like that. 7 arrows, 10 arrows, and
Wow,
like,
that show, you could do all that on the show, really?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Check it out. Like the one guy who won, like what he killed one season, he killed a bison
Mm,
or
With
what
a
he killed this
knife.
huge animal. What
Yeah.
and then like the main plot of the show was like he had to try to preserve the meat from all the other animals because like they were all trying to come get his stuff.
yeah.
And like he had all this meat to win, but like he'd go and he'd go to sleep at night and all these animals would come and start taking all his meat and he didn't know how
Mm,
to like protect it.
mm. So what do you do ultimately? Just lose it?
No, he ended up winning, but like
Mm. No, the meat, the animals eating it, was he able to save enough meat for himself?
he ended up putting it on like four. He built a thing like a flat shelf or whatever, like a flat thing, and then he put it on four tall sticks, and then he
Mm,
raised it in the air like really
mm,
high. That's
yeah.
what he ended up.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah, the
mm.
show's called Alone. You should check
Wow.
that shit out. Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. Yeah. Mm.
That's the kind of shit I think about when I'm running.
So you get the wife's approval on that?
Huh?
Did you get the wife's approval on, or the
Oh,
woman's approval on
she
that?
would love for me to go away
Mm,
on this
mm.
fucking show.
Oh, really?
But like, how long do you guys think you guys could survive? Like, you get like axe and everything you need. Like, you guys think
Mm,
you last months? A month?
mm.
No,
No,
not
No,
right now.
no.
No.
yeah, I don't know anything. Be honest, I don't know anything. I mean, what I know is that like that general knowledge, I probably know more than the average person because I've heard it over years and years. And I guess in certain situations, well, I know we do this, but as far as like actually putting it to theory or putting those theories to test, man, I don't think I'd survive. You
Mm.
know, I don't think I'd last very long. Yeah,
I don't know how to trap animals, so it'd
yeah,
be relying on me fishing or hunting.
that'd be tough.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Fishing like with not like a real pole with some, piece of stick and some yarn. No,
Right, right.
not
I mean,
right now. I could
I
maybe
give it a
train for
shot.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
train for it and try, but I don't think I really know what I'm doing,
I would whittle a fishing reel, you know.
hmm
I would
hmm
carve out my fishing pole, yeah.
So you would starve though in the time it would take to whittle that, and then you have to
No,
get
because
really lucky on your first cast or your first day casting or something.
no, I mean that stuff would like you have time, I guess, in your teepee to like, master your, stuff. But like at the beginning, it's like, man, I'm gonna go out here and fish, get a stick, get this, got some bait, boom. They'd come to me, because I got that
Yeah,
beef jerky,
right.
you know. Boom, got fish, got some trout, boom, 3 fish, all right, 4 fish.
Mhm.
You know, I could feel the $1 million in my pocket right now.
What that show
Then
needs
go
though,
for it, man.
seriously, is that guy to like seriously dominate the show, and then that would raise like the level. It was like some guy comes out there and he basically builds like a city for himself in like the 2 months. He's got everything cooked and he's just living life and loving it.
Hmm.
Then that would raise, the level of but yeah, I love that show. It's the best show.
Yeah. You could live in a teepee, you could smoke meat, you could eat nothing but fish and you'd be all right for a couple
Mhm.
months.
Right.
You always see the guys that like set fire to their own like huts. Like
Yeah.
remember that? They're like it catches fire and they're like, fuck.
Yeah, and
Uh
they gotta quit.
well, we
Hmm.
got a show for John. I think he'd
Oh,
love that show. He's got to check that one out.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe we can react to a couple of episodes or something,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Alrighty,
Yeah,
guys. It's
yeah.
been fun though, man. Hell yeah.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you
Okay.
guys.
All right, man.
Uh,
Have a good night,
let
guys.
it
Yeah.
All right.